As you know, on Shavuot, one of the most important things we do on Shavuot, we read the Aseres HaDibros. However, there's a big question, what's the notes? When you read the Aseres HaDibros, what notes should you do? Why? Because when people translate the Aseres HaDibros, they translate it wrong. How do you say the Aseres HaDibros in English? The 10 Commandments. It's not true. If you count, it's 17 commandments. Aseres HaDibros means the 10 sayings. Dibur. So the question is, the Aseres HaDibros, when you read the Aseres HaDibros, do you read all the first saying together as one sentence? Or do you read the first saying in the 4 mitzvahs it has? So for example, the first sentence has, let's say, 22 words. Do you make it one sentence, like one verse? Or you divide it into 4 psukim, which is 4 verses? So if you look in your printed Chumash, the 10 commandments are divided in 20 psukim. So it's 20 sentences. But on Shavuos, we read it with a different kind of a note, which is called Tam Elyon. It makes the entire first saying into one sentence. What means the difference? A major difference. Let's say, how do you say lo tirtzach or lo sirtzach? Do you say lo tirtzach or lo tirtzach? It depends. If lo tirtzach is an end of a sentence, whenever a word is the last word of a sentence in the Torah, it's a dagush. That means it's a tough, not a suf. And it's a kamatz and not a patach. It's a o, not a a. So when we read it on Shavuos, we say lo tirtzach. When you read it during the year, it's lo sirtzach, because it's not the last word of a sentence, it's part of a whole sentence. But on Shavuos, we read it the way Hashem divided it in 10 sayings. And lo tirtzach was one complete saying. So it's if the sentence ends with tirtzach. The same thing is, do you say lo tignov or lo signov? On Shavuos, we say lo tignov. A tough dagush, which is a tough. During the year, you read lo signov, which is a soft, not a tough. The same thing, do you say panai or panoi? Lo yeh lakim acherim al panai or panoi. Normally, panoi is if it's the last word of a sentence. Panai, if it's part of a sentence, it's panai. On the 10 commandments, it's part of one big sentence, so you say panai. During the year, it's the last word of a pasuk, so it's panoi.
Is it different?
Do you say vasisa kol melachtecha or chol melachtecha? Kol with a kaf or chol with a chaf? On Shavuos, we say chol melachtecha, because it's part of a sentence. During the year, you say kol melachtecha, because it's the end of a sentence. So these differences make major differences in the translation of the word. Why? When I say lo sirtzach has a patach, lo tirtzach has a kamatz. What's the difference? There's 2 kinds of murder. There's open murder and there's hidden murder. What does open murder mean? You kill someone openly. You cut off his head, you kill him. Then there is hidden murder. What's hidden murder? Gossip. You say gossip about someone else, you kill him. But that murder is not revealed. Well, I just said something bad about someone. That's it. You don't see him dead. Or you embarrass someone in public. Torah says when you embarrass someone in public, it's like you killed him. So during the year we read lo sir tzach, so it's a patach, means an open murder. On Shavuos, Hashem says, listen, the open murder, that you know you shouldn't do. But on Shavuos, I want you to be even stronger, not only open murder, but hidden murder, which is gossip, embarrassing someone, humiliating someone. That is one of the 10 commandments on Shavuos. Don't humiliate people. Don't send them an email that kills them. Well, no one saw the email, but you killed them. They lost their spirit. So there on Shavuos, God emphasizes tirtzoch. The closed murder, don't do. That's part of the 10 commandments. The same thing as signov or tignov. Signov means, we call it a soft stealing. What's a soft stealing? You go at night, when no one is looking, and you take out all the tzedakah boxes in his house, and all the cash under his mattress, and that's it. So that's a soft thing. You don't bother him, he doesn't bother you. Then there's a tough stealing. What's tough stealing?
Kidnapping.
No, that's kidnapping, yeah. Kidnapping is a tough stealing. You kidnap a person, and you make him work for you. That's a tough stealing. That's the 10 commandments. Not about money. The 10 commandments is taking a kidnapping. So it's a tough steal, not a soft. And so on and so forth. So all these, people say, well, what's the difference if I say tignov or signov? I say kol or chol. It's both come-outs, it's just this is a K and this is a chav. But it changes the whole meaning. And when you say asayas hadibros, you want to say it the way God meant it, not the way you're going to pronounce it. So a lot of times when you have a song that's a chazan, and he says the repetition of the Shmoneh Esrei, and he pronounces a word, instead of v'sechazena inena, he says v'techazena inena. So what did he do wrong? He said a tough instead of a soft. But sechazena is a soft vision. Techazena is a tough vision. When God brings us out back to Yerushalayim, He's going to do it with mercy, with softness, with pleasure, with joy. He's not going to make it tough. He's going to make it soft. So the tough and soft was given by Moshe on Sinai. So when people say, well, by me there's no difference in tough and soft, that's wrong. There is a tough and there's a soft. The fact that modern Hebrew uses that as one, because that's a language that the modern Hebrew decided to make it one. But it doesn't take it away from the biblical meaning. It's two different meanings. B'chol or v'chol. It depends if it's the beginning of a word or it's the middle of a word. If it's the beginning, you say b'chol nafshecha. If it's the middle, you say u'v'chol nafshecha. V'ch, not b'ch, because it's the second letter of a word. So then it becomes a soft.
So Ashkenaz.
If it's the first letter of a word, it's b'ch.
That's beget kefir.
Huh?
The rule, the grammar rule of beget kefir.
Right.
When it's the beginning of the word.
Exactly.
I agree with you, but with the saf and taf, I mean the Sephardim for thousands of years.
No, the Sephardim by
say
Mount
tough.
Sinai, they said soft and tough. You know how I know? Because the
You were there.
Yemenites, I'm
You
serious.
were there.
The Yemenites, they are from that region, and they have tough and soft.
They do thought.
Whatever, they have two different pronunciations.
That's thought, it's thought.
Okay, but they have two different pronunciations. It's two different letters, two different meanings. Listen, I'm not saying you shouldn't be Sephardi. That's all I'm trying to say. You should stay a Sephardi
No,
for the
you're
rest of your
saying
life.
stay a Jew.
When Mashiach
Not
comes,
with
you
Sephardi
should
or
be
Sephardi.
Sephardi.
I'm tired of
Said
it.
the taf is tough, so the Sephardim are
They're all
tough.
Jews.
That's what
They
you're
are
saying.
tough.
She doesn't know what Sephardi is.
Anyways, the reason I'm saying this is only, the reason I'm saying it is only because on Shavuos only, we changed the notes of the 10 dibros to make it sentences the way God uttered it, not the way it's psukim, where it's more sentences rather than 10, it's 20 sentences. But on Shavuos, we make it into 10 sentences. That's what we're trying to
The
say.
printed words are correct.
Yeah, but
So you follow the printed word
No, on Shavuos.
on Shavuos.
Yeah, but even the printed words, they're printed it the way you read it through the year. On Shavuos, they change the pronunciation of the words. So just look in your Siddur for the Shavuos reading. Don't follow the Chumash reading. because the Chumash will be different
So
pronunciation.
you should get yourself
The
a,
Tom and your rabbi,